Hello folks, welcome back to tradepicks. This catch-up video is for recap for November 25th, 2025. And I believe that was a Monday. The start of a disaster turkey week of trade losses in which I said I wouldn't trade. But the stubborn gorilla sent in a support person, a turkey to do the trades. And if you don't want to be a losing turkey, you got to make sure you seek professional advice. Make sure you get trained, practice on the simulator, use only small share sizes, and never risk any money you're not ready to lose, or you can't afford to lose, because you'll go down a hole, deep hole, like we did this week. So here's our P&L for today. We started out bad, down $13, $14, and $5.35, then $58, and we had 4 losing trades. None of them were winning trades. And for the month, we dropped our beautiful November chart down to losing only $22. Here are their trades, and you can see all losers for trades. CETY was the first one. And I know some folks made money on this one, but I didn't. I just couldn't get the timing right. And part of the problem is trading outside your comfort zone. So this week I felt, here's an interesting thing. All of November, I only had one red day. And I began to get, I'm going to say, I don't know if it's a FOMO, reverse FOMO, nervous about the fact that I had all of these green days, albeit there were some days where, less than $5, but they were green nevertheless. And only one red day. If you like our videos, you want to see more of us, please like and subscribe, or at least more of my journey as I share day trading results, recaps with you guys. Please subscribe, at least hit the like button. We need to see more likes, guys. But anyway, so we're watching CETY. We jumped in. And we jumped in with 170 shares thinking that it was going to move up. And as you can see up there in the 1-minute chart, it's all consolidation. There is no rhyme or reason to jump in. It was all consolidation. I didn't evaluate it. I just jumped in and thought, oh, okay, well, some quick resistance levels up there tell me that it might go up. And this wasn't the week to trade. It was a turkey week, really, to the downside. And one of the things you can't do is you cannot jump in when the weather isn't fine. So in one of the later videos, I think I'll speak more about this. The videos here, I'm speeding them up 300% for this recap, so that I don't burden you guys with an hour-long video of what transpired that day. And but as you can see, CETY is just consolidating. So, and worst of all, I didn't get up early in the morning. If you notice the time, it's I got in about 10:30 Pacific time, which wasn't ideal, which is it might be noon on the East Coast, but for Pacific time, there really is no momentum at that time. On a week that folks are traveling, they're planning to go away, you want to be in there right at the open and maybe even not even trade. So for me, I had huge lessons to learn. Number one was I was getting afraid why I was green the whole month and only had one loser day. And today I wanted to take off, I don't know, fears, or I just wanted to be let loose is the word, and figure out whether I could trade in a different scene, in a different environment, whether the reality of all those green days was really something that I could chop up to success. And so I went in here mostly unprepared, didn't do quite as well, and wasn't paying a lot of attention. So here we finally get out. We're down $35 on that red bar. AEHL was the next one. And picking stocks, I was just picking them randomly. And this is another thing that I was going to do, and which I suggest you don't do either. If you're going to test something, do it in the simulator. Don't do it live. So here is a indicator that I saw, and this you have to buy this indicator, and I was just testing it to see if it's something that I could potentially use. And I'm looking for something that'll clean up the screen and give me an opportunity to see the charts better. And I think that as you go along, the more you trade, having a cleaner chart certainly helps. So that's why I reduced it down to a single MACD down at the bottom, and then that one chart. The only thing I don't like about this chart is the fact that it paints the red bars. So this particular one paints all of the bars, and as long as it doesn't see a reversal, it'll stay green. If it's on the downside, all the bars will stay red, even if they're going up. It does show the current bar. It'll show you the number of buyers on the bar, which is I think might be nice, so that you don't have to be looking down towards the lower area indicators. But again, this was and I didn't put the time on here, but it was right before noontime, between the hours of 10:30 and 11:30 a.m. And I thought that, oh, okay, well, let's try this out. And I don't know if I want to confess that I went in this day to trade to actually take a loss, because I felt that all the green days I had in November were not sustainable. I'm not that great of a trader. I was thinking to myself, it's not possible that I found a magic formula or a way to manage risk to the point where I'd be green for most of the days except one. And so I went in. I also went in this day risking $100. I told myself I'm going to risk $100. I'm going to test this indicator, see how good it is. And here's the first lesson for this, second lesson for this week. The first week is don't trade on a week that is like 4th of July, maybe the end of the year, maybe Thanksgiving week. Go to the Hamptons with your money. I bet you guys thought that's where I was. I was at the Motel 6 in Hampton. Just kidding. I was very relaxed. I was looking for a very laid back week. And so I wasn't in my right mind. And I came in on this one day and I said, I just want to figure out whether I've become a better trader or a bad trader. And let's see how this indicator can help. So number one was being scared that I was too much green. Number two, the lesson here is obviously don't test indicators on live and with that much shares. But the indicator, no matter how good it is or how bad it is not going to make you a better trader. If you choose the wrong time to trade, if you choose the wrong stock, the indicator is not going to help. It's not going to bail you out. The overall lesson for the week, and in subsequent videos, you will see more losses, and you'll be amazed at how much I wound up losing. But the lesson is, if you become a good trader, stick with your schedule. If you have a time schedule, stick with it. If you have indicators that work well for you, stick with those. If you manage risk well by using small share size, do that as well. Do not venture outside of what works, because when you do, this is what's going to happen. When you become too confident, too cocky for the market will eat you alive. And this week is what happens to rookie traders when they jump into the market without having a strategy, without having some type of experience, without testing the simulator. So now we're down a couple of trades. I think one trade I wasn't able to show, but then here we go back to CETY. And again, I'm looking at the indicator, and I'm down $35 on this stock already. And you see what happens right there. That gives you an indication of what this stock can do. And because of the time, it's not the right time. You're not going to, we can see the time on the clock there. It's 12:30-ish. So it's looking towards the market close on a Monday on Thanksgiving week. And I didn't jump in when I should have, which would have been right off of that dotted line up there as it recovered, because then you would have made a little bit of money. 5-10 cents would have been something. But instead, I'm sitting here looking for a larger recovery, and that's part of the problem. So third lesson is, if you've lost money, shut it off. Turn it off and go away. As you can see there, the MACD is clear as daylight, is pointing down. This is not a place where you would take a trade. There is no rhyme or reason to taking a trade. Monday, 12:30 in the afternoon. And look at that pattern. Look at all those red bars coming down. Now here, the MACD starts to lift up, and I'm thinking, well, maybe, it's 20 minutes to closing time. Maybe we'll have a surge. But CETY is not a stock that has shown that is going to have a pickup. And then I entered a little too late and don't get out early because the entry would have been 244 and then got now 255, would have been 10 cents on 240 shares. It would have been a little bit of money. But what I can see here on the indicator is it's holding up. And so that gives me a false sense of security. Even though it's coming down, the bar's still green. And so I hold it through a $40 loss there already. So I think I test this indicator a couple of more times because I wanted to give it a fair chance. But and I'm probably sure that there's an option in there to turn off the candle bar shading, which would help. I've tried another indicator about a year ago, and it did the same thing. And I just don't like indicators that shade the bars in this manner. It may be really, really good for other types of stock, but I don't know that for quick and fast day trading, that this is a indicator for that, or at least not for me. I shouldn't bash it because the indicator didn't choose the stock. The indicator didn't choose the time of day, and the indicator certainly did not choose the time of week to trade on. So Turkey week, I did set up a bracket, 20 cents up, 10 cents down. Way too much there's very little movement there. It looks like between 242 and 260 is the channel. And here it just dumps. And we wind up losing $83 on the day. That's a huge hit, since we were up about over $100 for the month, and now we're only up $22 on this day. This is just video one in a series of Turkey week and the first week of December that were read. Hope you enjoyed the video, and don't make the same mistakes.